Welcome to this year's Moving Up ceremony. I think flexibility is the key word for the last 2.5 years. I told the children yesterday, we might be inside, so just pay attention and go with the flow. So that's what they're doing. Let me start by a book that you know, boys and girls, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself at any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you'll say, I don't wish to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down a not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. Welcome family, staff, students, Dr. Gigante and board member Mr. DeVito to Troy Hill's 2022 Moving Up ceremony. I ask that all family and friends please silence your phones. Just check so we don't have Beethoven or some rock song happening at the most inopportune time, but my phone's in my office, so I'm okay. And also when the children's names are read when they're coming up to get their Moving Up certificates, we know that the applause tends to lag toward the end. So if you want, you can try to hold your applause until the last child in each class's name is read, and then the teacher will say the class's name, and you can give a thunderous round of applause to everyone. But I say that every year, and people clap anyway. So that's why I just say, if you want to, try to hold your applause. So now we're going to get on with the program, and Riley will start us off.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Or you want to hold it? Here. Have your mouth close to it, okay?
Good morning, Mr. Martens, teachers, parents, fellow classmates, and friends. Today is the day to show everyone we did it. We all agree that it was a tough year with the pandemic, but we all had lots of fun throughout 5th grade. We learned, played, and made beautiful memories that we will carry with us to Central Middle School. On behalf of my peers, I take this opportunity to thank our principal, teachers, staff, and all the parents who have helped us throughout this journey. We are excited for the years ahead of us, and we are proud to be Troy Hills Tigers. The bigger, better, and tougher world awaits us. I would like to conclude with Dr. Seuss's quotes. You are off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you and namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
And we didn't even plan that, Mahi, Dr. Seuss. Okay, Mrs. Scholes.
The Math Award, is given to an individual who really loves math. It is not necessarily the highest average, but someone who works really hard and enjoys everything about math. The student who will receive the Math Award in my class is Ayush Dotre.
From my class, Riddhi Patel.
The student in my class is Kaisley Tavares.
The ELA award goes to an individual who enjoys reading and writing. This individual showed enthusiasm for a variety of genres in both reading and writing. The ELA award in my class goes to Arya Puranik.
From my class, Kanupriya Singh.
And from my class, Franny Herrera Jose.
The Social Studies Award goes to an individual who loves all aspects of social studies, including learning about history as well as geography. The student who receives the Social Studies Award in my class is Jameson Leon.
From my class, Riley Campbell.
And from my class, Carmelina Kaimo.
The Science Award goes to an individual who was always excited for science class, always curious, and showed enthusiasm for the physical and natural world through observation and experimentation. The student who receives the Science Award in my class is Michael Martin.
From my class, Benjamin Haberman.
And from my class, John Cruz.
I would like to now introduce Miss Martino for the Accelerated Math Award.
Hello, good morning. So before the award, actually, I'll describe what this class is like. It's a program that students need to meet various requirements in order to qualify. They work at a faster pace and cover 5th and 6th grade material. And my group of 4 students were excellent, and I'm very proud of all 4 of them. But I want to describe this one student who gets the award this year because before the first day, we started in the middle of the year, but before the first day of accelerated math, this person came to me at lunchtime to introduce himself. And he said to me, "I was waiting for this my whole entire life." And I was like, okay, 11 years, and this, okay. But he was so excited about this. And I said to myself, what else can I say about that? How wonderful is that? The love of learning and curiosity he showed me that day was everything for me, and he continued that every day since then, and I'm very proud of him, and that award goes to Abdullah Khan.
Now for the Art Award, and Miss Young teaches art. The 5th grade art award goes to a student who has excelled and grown creatively in art class this year. They have taken their talent and ability to the next level by coming to class each week and putting forth their best effort. This year's recipients entered class with a bright smile each week, demonstrated excellent class participation, and tried new things. They pushed themselves and never gave up just because the end result wasn't exactly what they had expected. I hope that wherever their future may lead, they always find a way to remain creative. I am pleased to announce this year's recipients from Ms. Scholl's class, Reagan Ogden.
From my class, Addie Castillo.
And from my class, Kaisley Tavares.
Now for the Physical Education Award, and Mr. Cleary teaches physical education.
The Troy Hills 5th grade Physical Education Award goes to a student who has excelled in PE class this year. This award is not necessarily for who is the best athlete, but rather a student who demonstrated consistent participation, teamwork, sportsmanship, leadership, and cooperation with others. They show enthusiasm for movement and physical activity, and have given tremendous effort throughout the entire school year. We have many students in PE class this year who have demonstrated several of these traits. However, these students separated themselves from the pack in a special way. I am pleased to announce the 2022 Physical Education Award recipients. From my class, Kanupriya Singh.
From my class, Kedar Patel.
And from my class, John Cruz.
I would now like to introduce Mr. Fedorenko.
Good morning. I will be presenting the Band Excellence Award, but before that, just a huge shout out to the whole 5th grade band that I've been here for about 2 months working with them, and they did a wonderful job, and it was such a joy and a pleasure to work with them this year. So congrats to all of you. And the student receiving the Band Excellence Award is a student who has shown strong dedication to band this year, both inside and outside the classroom. They always come to class prepared and ready to learn. This student has put in a lot of effort to grow as a musician this year and has been very respectful and a delight to teach. I am proud to announce that the Band Excellence Award goes to John Cruz.
I would now like to introduce Mrs. Colleen for strings.
Good morning. The student who will be receiving the Strings Excellence Award is a student who has honestly gone above and beyond in their lessons and in their performances. This musician is always prepared and can pick up the smallest of cues to enhance the sound of the overall ensemble, which is honestly an impressive trait to have as a 5th grader. They are respectful, intelligent, and exceptionally talented, and I will miss having them in our strings program, but I know that they will flourish if they choose to participate in the program at the middle school. So it's my pleasure to announce that the String Excellence Award goes to Arya Paranik.
I would now like to introduce Mrs. Ayapika for the Vocal Music Award.
Good morning. So much like Mr. Fedorenko, I wanted to just take a moment and thank all of the 5th graders for your hard work and dedication to chorus this year. I have had an absolute blast being your teacher for 4th and 5th grade, even when we were virtual on the computer last year and seeing your your faces in those little squares all together. I am truly going to miss each and every one of you next year, but I know you're going to do great things in middle school. The students receiving the music award have consistently shown outstanding effort in music class. They are prepared for class and are always ready to rehearse, work, and learn. Having had a year of multiple transitions, they have composed themselves in a respectful manner and have proven to be role models for their fellow classmates. Whether rehearsing, performing, or working on a project, they are continually ready to work hard to produce the very best they can for not only themselves, but for their ensemble, class, and their teacher. It is my honor to present the 2022 Music Awards to Om Patel, Mahi Pandya, and Carmelina Keimel.
The next award is for media. And Mrs. Lupia Frigere teaches media. The students receiving the library award came to media class each week with a smile on their faces, and they really gave it their all. They returned their books on time, sometimes renewed them if they needed more time to finish, and always, always were on the hunt for more books to read or share with their class. Sometimes they needed to come to library during the week to return a book they had finished early, and yes, they wanted to check out another story. These students came to library class each week ready to learn and could be consistently counted on to show respect, cooperation, and collaboration with their peers and teacher throughout the school year. I am pleased to announce the 2022 Library Awards today, and it is my honor to present them to, in my class, Viga Nair.
From my class, Manya Bosker.
And from my class, Franny Herrera Jose.
The next award is the Women's Club Avid Reader Award, and I would like to introduce Mrs. Burns.
Good morning. The Women's Club of Parsippany Troy Hills gives this reading award to one student at each of the town's public elementary schools. Students are selected based on their love of reading. The award includes a certificate and a $25 Barnes & Noble gift card. Our local Women's Club is a member of the General Federation of Women's Club and the New Jersey State Federation of Women's Clubs. Women's clubs are credited with starting 3/4 of the nation's libraries. This Parsippany's Women's Club was formed in 1954 and gives student awards at the elementary school, middle school, and high school level. It is our pleasure to recognize such fine young students. This year's recipient is Paul Pavlo.
I would now like to introduce Mrs. Ayapika back for our 5th grade musical selection.
Every day there are challenges to take. Every day there are choices we must make, but come what may, don't turn away. Just seize the day, stand up tall and say, I want to be the best that I can be, and live my life with strength and dignity. I may stumble and fall, but if I give it my all, then I
That's a hard act to follow. Fifth graders, we hope your time here at Troy Hill School was as special as each one of you are. You did an amazing job navigating fifth grade. Things were certainly new and different this year, but you went with the flow, and we commend you for that. Your Troy Hills PTA is happy that we could provide you with special times during your time at school, and we certainly hope that you will carry those memories with you always. We look forward to hearing about all the great things you'll do in middle school. Congratulations.
Now for the recognition of completing fifth grade. This was a wonderful year. We were so happy to be back in person. We have been very busy learning about personal narratives and writing research papers. We learned how to work with decimals and fractions, as well as read fantasy and participate in book clubs. But in addition to academics, we also learned how to make friends and work with people that we wouldn't usually work with. We learned how to problem solve and compromise when needed. And finally, we learned how to be organized and use our time wisely. So fifth graders, take all the skills that you have learned up to this point with you to middle school. You will meet new people and have many new teachers. It will be an exciting new time, and I know that you will all do well. I've enjoyed having you all in my class this year, and I wish you all the best.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Torriello. This year I had the pleasure of working with both fifth grade classes in math, reading, and writing. I want to congratulate all the students on a job well done. I have watched all of you grow both academically and socially. I appreciate your hard work and determination. Best of luck on your middle school journey. Always remember to try your best, stay focused, and ask questions when you need help. Have a wonderful summer and stay in touch. Thank you.
Will our class please stand? We will now read our class's names. Please come up when you hear your name as we recognize your completion of your elementary years. Farida Abdelatif. Maddie Allen.
Ruhan Bardwaj. Axel Besserell. Eddie Chiappa.
Riley Cooper. Giovanni Dente. Ayush Dotre. Anthony Gallo. Sophia Kobilik. Jameson Leone. Hubert Lee. Michael Martin. Aksha Muram Reddy.
Dean Namatula.
Viga Nair. Reagan Ogden. Charmi Patel. Kadar Patel. Om Patel. Arya Paranik. And Allison Reyes Ramirez. If we could all stand one last time to recognize your completion of your elementary. You may be seated.
Hello, I'm Miss Santana. I began teaching at Troy Hills just this past February. I was very excited to have a fifth grade class. Although an adjustment for us all, we quickly formed a bond. You all became accustomed to my love for color and Google Slides. It's true, organization and aesthetics are some of my priorities. However, I also believe in hard work and perseverance. I'm very excited for all of you, knowing what great experiences lie ahead of you in Central Middle School and beyond. I'm so thankful that my first class was this group of kind, funny, and intelligent students. It has been a pleasure being your teacher. Remember to work hard, stay organized, and always believe in yourselves. I know you will all be successful.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Salito, and I would like to start by congratulating the fifth graders on this huge accomplishment. This is my first year teaching at Parsippany and Troy Hills, and it has been nothing short of amazing. My class has worked so hard this year, taking on a new curriculum, learning a plethora of new concepts in science and social studies, as well as building upon their language arts and math skills. They have been able to apply this knowledge to their lives and develop a deeper understanding. I could continue to tell you how much my students have learned. However, I really have to emphasize how much they have taught me. They have shown me what it means to be a team player, helping one another and motivating their classmates by showering them with compliments. They have reminded me to laugh each day and to showcase their strengths by being your authentic self. And most importantly, they have reminded me each and every day why I love teaching. I wish each and every one of you luck in the future, and never forget that there is not a single thing that is impossible for you to accomplish. For the word impossible contains the words I'm possible. Congratulations again to the class of 2022.
Will our classes please stand? Please come up when you hear your name as we recognize your completion of your elementary years. All to Avis, Harsh Bolodia, Manya Bosker, Yasmin Bogerhausen, Riley Campbell, Addie Castillo,
John Cruz,
Rebecca Gillentine, Benjamin Haberman,
Franny Herrera Jose, Carmelina Keimel,
Abdullah Khan, Jaden Meadows, Ryan Ogden, Mahi Pandya, Riddhi Patel, Vani Patel, Paul Pavlo, Arush Reddy, Malani Salazar, Kanupriya Singh,
Paisley Tavares.
Let's all give them another round of applause for their completion. And our classes can now be seated.
Now we would like to recognize some of the clubs that our students joined. I would like to begin with the Expressive Reading Club. Expressive reading was a bit different this year. Usually we have a competition against the other elementary schools in Parsippany, but instead the students worked very hard each week improving their selected pieces. Then each student recorded their piece and a link was pasted, but they also read their pieces to the school during an assembly. I would like anyone who participated in expressive reading to please stand, and let's please give them a round of applause.
Junior Great Books Club, is a club that many students participated in this past school year to enjoy each other's company while reading and discussing a good book during their free time. I will now ask any student who participated in Junior Great Books to please rise.
You may be seated, thank you. The next club is K-Kids. K-Kids is a club that is part of the larger community called the Kiwanis Club, where members complete projects to help the community. Some of this year's projects included collecting for both Parsippany Food Pantry and St. Hubert's Animal Hospital, and writing thank you cards to our police and first responders. I will now ask any student who participated in K-Kids to please rise. Let's give them a round of applause.
Okay, you may be seated. Thank you. Origami is a club where the 5th graders explored the art of origami. They challenged their minds through recreating various animals and objects using folding techniques and a piece of paper. We had a great time developing a new skill while sharing some laughs when it didn't go as planned. I will now ask any student who participated in an origami club session to please rise. Let's give these creative students a round of applause.
You may be seated. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Clayton for the Student Council.
Good morning, everyone. I have been asked to introduce the individuals who served on our Student Council for this school year. The Student Council are the leaders within our building. These 5th grade members worked hard to come up with new and exciting spirit days and discussed ways that they could make our school a better place for everyone. They see the value in having a strong school community and making connections across grade levels. These students are so motivated and eager to help out in any way that they can. They act as positive role models for all of our students in our school. Throughout this school year, they have shown themselves to be responsible, hardworking, and creative leaders. We are all very proud of these students. I know that they will continue to do great things at Central and beyond. So congratulations to our Student Council officers. Please stand when I call your name. Our President, Mahi Pandya. Vice President, Riley Cooper. Treasurer, Jameson Leone. And our Secretary, Anthony Gallo. Now I'd like to invite to stand the other 5th grade Student Council representatives that served on Student Council this school year. Please stand, Student Council representatives. Great job, everyone. Congratulations.
I would now like to discuss the PAW Awards. The PAW Award is given to 2 students at Troy Hills who demonstrate the qualities of kindness, acceptance, and concern for the entire school, whether students, staff, or teachers. These students are always reaching out to lend a helping hand and always with sincere encouragement or smiles on their faces. It is an honor to present these awards to Ayush Dotri, and Jaden Meadows. I would now like to introduce Miss Santana for the Peg Harris Award.
Peg Harris taught at Troy Hill School for 40 years and retired in 1995. She passed away in 2001. Each year, an award is given in her honor, recognizing a student with similar characteristics to hers. Someone who displays excellent citizenship and school spirit, outstanding academic effort, and dedication to the students and staff at Troy Hill School. This year, the Peg Harris Award is presented to Mahi Pandya.
Let's see if it works a little. Okay. So boys and girls, I taught with Mrs. Harris back in the 90s, and I have to thank Mr. Prezioso, Mr. Tom, for bringing back some of the history of Troy Hills. Out in the hallway here, he found a lot of plaques that were in a bin in the office, in one of the office closets, and he began putting them back up so that we can recognize, you know, what were some traditions back from the 1970s, 80s, 90s, up to today. So it's nice to have some of these traditions to carry forward. Boys and girls, one of my favorite children's books, and if you've been in my office, of course for good things, you might see it on the shelf, is The Little Train That Could, because it's a simple story, but it tells some very good life lessons in it. So if you'll indulge me a minute, I want to just retell part of the story in case you don't know it. If you've ever read this book, the little train's engine stopped and couldn't move another inch. Now, the little train was carrying toys, stuffed animals, books, and all types of food for children on the other side of the mountain. Along come several other trains. The toy clown flags down the trains, and all the stuffed animals, dolls, toys cry out, asking these trains to help pull the little train over the mountain. First comes the shiny new train, who responds, "I pull you? I am a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more plush cars than you ever dreamed of. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not," and steamed off. Next comes the big, strong engine train, who answers their cry for help by saying, "I am a freight engine. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. I won't pull the likes of you," and puffed off. Then comes a rusty old engine, who sighed, "I am so tired, I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot even pull so little a train as yours over the mountain." And the rusty old engine rumbled away, chugging, "I cannot, I cannot, I cannot." Lastly comes a little blue engine, who responds to their plea for help with, "I'm not very big. They use me only for switching trains in the yard. I have never even been over the mountain." However, the little blue engine thought of the children on the other side of the mountain and hitched herself to the little train. The little engine chugged and tugged, slowly, slowly starting off, with the little blue engine saying, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." The little blue engine climbed faster and faster up the mountain, with the dolls and toys cheering her on. The little blue engine smiled, and as she puffed down the other side of the mountain, said, "I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could." So what are some important lessons we can learn from this very, very simple story? Well, number one, never pass an opportunity to help someone out. It might be helping someone who looks lost next year in the hallways of the middle school and helping them find their classroom. Stop and ask yourself how one act of kindness could change someone's day for the better. Number two, encourage and motivate your classmates and friends. That little engine didn't get up the mountain alone. It got encouragement from the toys, dolls, and stuffed animals who were clapping and cheering the little engine up that steep mountain. And number three, if you don't try something, you'll never know if you can do it. The little blue engine didn't know if it could get over the mountain by itself, nevertheless pulling another train. But she tried, repeating, "I think I can," which turned into, "I thought I could." Go outside of your comfort zone when you are in middle school. Try new activities. Join some new clubs and take elective classes that interest you. I know you will surprise yourself because each of you contains potential. Hold on, page. Because each of you contains potential that you have within yourself if you say, "I think I can," and you will be saying, "I thought I could." Boys and girls, I've been with you for 2 years now. First year, in and out of school, 1 week on, 1 week off on the little pictures on the computer. And this year we were able to be in person. I got to see your faces, got to know all your names, got to laugh with you. And I want to wish you the best of luck in middle school. Remember that if you ever need anything, you can always call on one of your favorite elementary teachers, Mrs. Clayton or myself. We all want you to succeed, and we're all here to help you in the future if you need us. I need to thank the 5th grade committee, and in particular Mrs. Haberman, for the work she has done to help make the children's school year extra special. Can we give the 5th grade committee a big round of applause? Also, thank you to Mr. Prezioso for his organization and for setting up all that is necessary for today's program. It actually looked, yes, give him a big round of applause. The gymnasium, which kind of houses a lot of cafeteria tables and other things along the walls, when you push it all aside, it looks rather nice in here. And the children's portraits done with Miss Young, we put up yesterday too. So thank you, Mr. Prezioso. Thank you to Mrs. Martinez and Mrs. Rodriguez for helping with the program, wherever they are. Mrs. Rodriguez, thank you. Thank you to all staff who created the many recognition certificates. The club's certificates are in your folder already, and your moving up certificates are in your moving up folder. And lastly, thank you to all the 5th grade teachers for organizing the many details of this program. Let's give them a big round of applause. When we end the program in another minute or so, you'll have time for pictures. There's a congrats balloons over there, again with the curtain, which will be a nice backdrop, and we also have this backdrop over here, Troy Hills. And of course, it's not raining out, so you can take some outside in front of the school sign. Also, if you're taking your child home today, your 5th grade child and sibling, or just your 5th grade child, please make sure to check with your 5th grade child's teacher. They have a checklist with the sibling's name on it too, that they will check off if you are taking your child home. Once again, let's give a big round of applause for our 5th grade.